Okay. Hi, everybody. Hello. It's Coffee with Jeannie and Cindy Bnow. And I have a coffee cup that says, you can't make everyone happy. So concentrate on me.
And it's true. And the other part of that equation is we're not in charge of anybody's feelings. So we actually can't make anybody sad either.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's true. If they choose to be sad or upset, that's on them.
Or blame you,
Huh?
or blame you for being
Or
sad.
blame you.
You made me sad. You made me this. You made me that.
Yeah, it's like, no,
No,
we are in charge of our own feelings. We really
absolutely.
are, and we can choose, which brings us to this whole topic today of upgrading our lives and understanding what makes us feel good.
What?
Okay.
Yes. Now, Jeannie, you
Mhm.
told me before we started recording that you got that cup and at a heck of a deal. So let's
Yeah,
talk about how you can surround yourself with beautiful things that are expensive for not that much money if you
right.
keep looking for it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's when we moved into the winery that we owned and we renovated it for 2 years, all of a sudden I started looking around and going, you know what? I mean, those silicone kitchen utensils, you know what I'm talking about, the black ones and stuff. They were perfectly serviceable, but they were just nasty. And, you wash them so many times, they kind of get gray. And I was like, no. And so I decided to pull all of those out and give them to the community closet. I also looked at all of my coffee cups and my dishes, and I had come out of another house that we sold that had, all the Texas Hill Country stuff. Well, this is all French country. And so it's like, yeah, that doesn't work. Anyhow, I put a whole big basket together and took it over to the community closet. And they were thrilled to get it because there was nothing wrong with them, but I just didn't want them. Didn't make me happy. So anyhow, I went to a Goodwill in Kerrville and found these gorgeous cups, not this one, but some other ones, and dishes and stuff like that, that it turns out are false craft. They are perfect, and I hardly paid anything for them. So I'm kind of always looking, have a little thing out there going, if I can find something that will expand that and match it in some way or complement it, I'll do that. So anyhow, I had company last week and we were in Kerrville. We had a couple of hours and I said, well, let's just run into the Goodwill, and I did. And there were these mugs and some big dinner plates. So there's 4 mugs, 4 dinner plates, and 4 salad plates, and they're great. So, and it was only going to be like $20 for all of that. So I took them up to the front and the guy adds it all up and it was like $9. And I went, what happened? And he said, oh, well, they're at half price today. I was like, okay. So that was lovely. And, it's like I am, and I don't mind spending the money,
But you
but we
looked it up on the computer, how much?
yeah. I looked this up and turns out these are there you have to buy them like in, as pieces and stuff like that because they are classics. Anyhow, the set that I bought would sell for $180 and I got it for 9. So it makes my heart sing. You know, but we were talking earlier too, because I'm doing the new money game online with our Facebook thing, and we're studying the book by Denise Duffield Thomas called Get Rich, Lucky Bitch. And if that triggers you, you probably need to read the book because it's not about being a bitch. But many of us equate that, like if I have money, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, we can upgrade our life right now. One of the things that drives me crazy and I won't tolerate is cheap paper towels. And why? Because you have to use them. They don't tear off right. They get all yucky. You have to use more. So I just buy the good paper towels. And my little heart goes, oh yeah, but that's $5 more. It's like, whatever. What am I worth? The other thing that people say is, one of these days I would like to be a philanthropist, but when I have to wait till I have money. No, you can be a philanthropist right now. You can take a gift card like to Starbucks or something and just give it to someone. That's philanthropy. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of money. You can start giving things away and feeling good about it. I was telling my group today, we were talking about upgrading our experience and our life and what is worthy of us. When I lived in Dallas, I would sometimes make sure that I had taken a fresh shower and put on fresh clothes. They weren't fancy, but they were nice. And I would drive over to the mansion on Turtle Creek, which is like one of the nicest hotels. And I would pay $5 and let the valet park my car. And the doorman would open the door and big, beautiful chandeliers and fresh flowers. And I would go into the restaurant and they would greet me and they would seat me. And I would order a salad and a cup of coffee and then a dessert. And with the tip, it was about $20, $25, about $25. Well, I don't know if you've been to a fast food lately, but you go and to a fast food and you get it in paper and it's all nasty and greasy and you're going to pay about $15. But the experience is completely different.
Yeah.
It's just making a decision.
Yeah.
What can I do today? And you might be thinking, a lot of women think, and Denise says this, she said, when I am that rich person, then I'll wear perfume every day. Then I'll wear my nice shoes. And she's like, it doesn't cost you anything to use your perfume now. You already have it.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything to wear your nicest shoes out. Go ahead and dress the part. I was talking to our friend Barbara, and she and her husband were in New Orleans a number of years ago. And that's a huge tourist town, and people from all over the world come there. And they saw this jewelry store, and they walked in, and it was beautiful. And she spotted this big, big emerald ring, and she was looking at it, and the sales lady came over and she said, "May I help you with something?" And she said, "Yes, could I try that on, please?" And she said, "But of course." So she goes and puts on white gloves, gets the case out, pulls out the ring, and hands it to Barbara. And Barbara puts it on her finger, and she's looking at it. She's like, "Wow, that's nice." And she said, "Can I ask you how much this is?" And very quietly, the sales lady said, "It's 500." And she said, "Oh, okay, well, let me think about that." And then she started thinking, she was like, "There is no way this emerald ring is $500. And the light went on. She said, "Do you mean 500,000?" And she said, "Well, yes, of course, madam." And she said, "Okay, well, let me think about it." And so she took it off and she walked outside and she was like, "Oh my God, I was just wearing a $500,000 ring." Okay. And then she was talking, to somebody else, and she was like, "I can't believe she let me wear that $500,000 ring for that long." And the other one said, "Well, of course, they get people from all over, and you can't tell if somebody has money or doesn't have money." Okay. But here's what made the difference is that Barbara saw it. She was asked if she could be helped. She said, "Yes, may I try that ring on?" The lady didn't know if she was a bazillionaire or a pauper. And so she treated her with respect and had the idea that Barbara might be able to buy this. And she wasn't going to insult her by going, "Oh, well, that's $500,000. Can I show you something cheaper?" Oh, no, no, no. So it's how we carry ourselves. It's how we act as if we are worthy. And it's how we allow these upgrades in our life.
Right. Well, back to that ring.
Mm-hmm.
The big clue was the woman put the gloves on.
That's right.
That's the big clue. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was some kind of a ring to be honored.
Yes.
Exactly.
But
But
she never said that to her. "Are you sure you want to try this?" You know what I'm saying? She just took it at face value.
so let's talk about worthiness. And something that I have learned throughout my life
Mhm.
is when one gift that you can give that is absolutely free is a compliment. And
Yeah.
and I have learned how to become a professional complimenter there's always something nice that you can say about anyone. And you can tell what their self-esteem level is by the way they react to that compliment. How many times have you given a compliment to somebody? And for instance, I remember giving a compliment to a woman who had her hair looked really nice. And she said, "Oh my God, it's so dirty. And this is all I could do with it." Well, all of a sudden, I didn't see pretty hair. I saw dirty hair.
Well, or someone who says, "Oh, this old thing," and what
That's
that does is it throws it in your face, and in truth, what it says, as far as I'm concerned, you don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, you're not what, or also, but they can't just say thank you because what you said, you can shop at let's go to Goodwill.
Mhm.
Hey, I have one friend who I love. Every time I see her wearing something really cute and I say, "Oh, that is so cute." Just a couple days ago, I saw, "Oh, that is really cute." She said, $3 Goodwill.
Okay. Well,
All of
and
a
I'm
sudden,
all about the bargains, and I
yeah,
don't mind telling
and that's
somebody.
okay. And that's okay. But for instance, when you have class, you don't say numbers. People with a lot of money don't say numbers, right? However, when you're with your girlfriends and you lay out your four beautiful new dishes that are very classy, that are upgrade, you can share that information. Guess what? Say, "Oh, these plates are lovely and your setting is so lovely." You say, "You should pop into a Goodwill sometime."
I always tell them, you need to go shopping with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, exactly.
And I'm
Because,
going to show you something here, Cindy, and I don't normally do this, but I'm in my new office.
right,
So here we go. This is my King Louis the 15th reproduction desk
right.
that someone sent me a picture and it's exactly like this. I didn't
Uh-huh.
do that. But guess what? I paid $500 for it.
Wow.
500. I bought these beautiful chairs that I
Mm-hmm.
got at a consignment store.
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
bought this gorgeous chandelier at a consignment store in Dallas, where the Dallas Cowboys wives, they think that redecorating is a contact sport. But I happened to see the other day at the Doral Golf Club in Miami that the Trump Golf thing up in the penthouse suite, they had a chandelier. Now it was a triple layer like that, and it was much bigger, but it was the same daggum thing. I paid $225 for that. I have no idea what it costs. But the point that I'm making is, we don't have to justify, we don't have to, do anything that will put us in the poorhouse. So it's like, what is it that you can do right now to upgrade your life?
You were talking about wearing different clothes and how we save. That's my mother.
Mhm.
You know, she only saves things for good. So daily
Mhm.
she wears clothes that are like 30 years old and she's an amazing laundress and they look brand new. But
Mhm.
that's what she does. But she's got all these beautiful clothes in her closet. And I was watching a soap opera one time and I thought, they are always well dressed in in these soap operas. I'm going to live my life like a soap opera.
Well, I often say, you wouldn't wrap a Lamborghini in a Volkswagen cover. Okay. And I'm not putting Volkswagen. I have a Volkswagen Touareg diesel that is 9 years old, that is impeccable. But 9 years ago, and I'm just going to break that rule here, but it's not just, like an old beat up Volkswagen. We paid $72,000 for that Touareg. It's as much as we paid for our Mercedes. And it's like, I don't have a need for anybody. I drive a Volkswagen. Okay. And it's a fabulous car, but I drive it because I love it.
Have you noticed that Mercedes and Lexus and all these fancy name cars, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
That when you pass the lot, they kind of look like other cars.
Mhm.
Remember in our day, you know what a Mercedes was. We knew when a Mercedes was driving down the
Or
road,
a Jaguar.
or a Jaguar, or
Yeah.
a yeah, and all of these, a Lexus, Lincoln Continentals, Cadillacs, all of
No,
those, you could tell what type of car they were by the make, and now they all kind of look the same.
they
And
do.
and let's go a step further with that. Why are they all kind of looking the same? I think it's because right now in our society and in the world, they are trying to equalize people.
Hmm.
So, so for instance, all of the people coming across the border, for instance, oh, we are going to upgrade them into America. We're going to give, 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 give. And then they do this propaganda with, oh, you're someone with money. Well, we're going to take, 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 take from you so we can give, 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 give to them. And then we're going to equalize everybody and
And
equalize
it doesn't work that way.
and equalize
Yeah.
and equalize and equalize. And so those that don't have are saying, yeah, it's the whole Robin Hood thing, take from the rich and give to the poor deal. But then
It's
they also have, so you have that going on.
Mhm.
And, but wealthy, wealthy people know how to manipulate their money, right?
Mhm.
So that they really, in other words, the whole thing's just an illusion. It's all an illusion. And when you look at the world through your spiritual eyes, you don't see better than or less than. You see, that's what that is. That's what that is. That's what that is. And you don't put money value on things. You don't put social value on things.
And it's like, we're not all the same. We're not. I'm 5'2". Do you think I could ever play in the NBA? I mean, I'm serious, I'm not, they wouldn't even look at me or you or, anybody like that. I mean, there's something for everybody and we can all excel at something, but doing this DEI type of thing is like, okay, diversity, equity, inclusion. Okay, I'm all about including people. However, not to the detriment of pushing other people down so other people can raise up. So that's just a whole different conversation. But when we know who we are, when we know that we are worthy, when we know what we like, and so many people don't know what they like, and they really cannot elucidate that. But if you know, then you can take steps today to say, what is it in my life that makes me feel poor? And how can I do something and replace that with something that makes me feel better? And
Right.
just like your cup, you can't make other people happy, but you can focus on you.
On
So
yourself.
I love this conversation, Cindy. So
Yes.
I'm so glad we
Yes.
talked
And
about
and bottom line, God loves you exactly the way you are.
it. And exactly the way you are not.
And
Yeah,
yes, and God loves you unconditionally,
it's
but
true.
we don't love ourselves that way.
Mhm.
So when we love ourselves the way God loves us and we get on a sense of purpose,
Mhm.
then we understand the value of our life and why we were born.
Mhm.
And then we are upgraded to a new understanding of living, a new understanding of our participation in life, which is what we are doing with Be Now. That's what
Mhm.
we do.
That's what we do. Costs nothing to be kind. It costs nothing to give someone a smile. It costs nothing to open the door for someone.
Be
That's
a
it.
professional complimenter.
That's right.
Always find something nice. Enlighten up someone's day.
Yeah. When somebody gives me a compliment, I say, honestly, and I learned this. I've been through so many trainings, and I was in a week-long training in Denver a long time ago. But they told us that, and they had people go around the circle with it, and we would stand there with our hands out, and someone would come by and look us in the eyes and say, what I love about you is the color of your eyes. What I love about you is your smile. What I love about you is that you're always helpful or whatever. And we had to stand there and say, thank you. I received that. It was hard because we're not used to it, but now it's habitual. If you give me a compliment, I'm going to say, thank you. I received
But you
that.
do. You say
I
that.
do.
Yeah.
I love you, my friend.
I love you too. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Until next time, come see us again, like and subscribe because Jeannie and I love it when you do. Okay.
You do. Thank you so much, Cindy. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.